I started my career in France, and then I went to the US. I worked in Arizona State University for 13 years before I came here. So when I came in 2013, this guy right there was my first class. Now he's in last year master, right? Wow, 6 years. So what I'm trying to talk about today is how can we make the best out of a conference participation. I remember my first days where my advisor told me, hey, you're going to go present. What do you mean? Present. You need to share your finding with people. And how does it work? I have no clue. So I remember that week, probably I slept every night, like 2-3 hours, because I was so stressed out. I did not know what to expect. I did not know what should I say. And I tried to practically ask around. Okay, I have a brother and sister older than me, I'm the youngest. But the experience itself, it's unique. And this is where I start developing a lot of skills that help me through my career. So today we're going to talk about things that are not necessarily related to what are you working on as far as your field of interest. What we're going to try to talk about mainly is how to make the best out of a conference by asking questions. Why do we need to go to a conference? Okay? What could go wrong in a conference? And this is, I believe, is everybody's nightmare. Okay? Before the conference, during the conference, after the conference, and the most important thing, and not to do. It's very important. Okay? By the way I conduct my lecture, I'm very interactive. So please feel free to stop me anytime. Okay? Anytime. So why do we need to go to a conference? No, not for vacation. No way. We don't go for a conference for a vacation. No. Conference is very important in your career. Why? You have to present your research, your idea. Okay? And this is very important because this is how you're going to market yourself. Okay? Discuss the issues you are facing in the project. Find somebody who practically working in the same area as you. Try to find solutions. Meet researchers that could collaborate with you, could be your next co-author. This is very, very important. And that needs a lot of work before the conference. Get ready for your next paper. I like when I go to a conference to look for those who are playing in my backyard. You know what that means? Those who are doing things close to my area. Aha, I could do that. Probably if I change this idea, I can do it this way. I'm not stealing people's idea, but I am doing some convolution to my ideas. Meet your peers, and this is very important. Very, very important. Because remember, those who are doing PhD or master are few. Okay? When they meet together, they share a lot of things in common. It's like meeting people who give you a sense of what you are doing. Okay? And probably can give you some hints of how to solve problems and how to deal with them. And sometimes, I call it sometimes the PhD disease. Okay? When you get to your PhD, you get a lot of things going, which is symptoms that give you a disease. So you have to deal with that disease. Okay? And the most important thing is that your next step, hunt for a job. All right? We're going to get to that. This is very, very important. This is why we need a conference. And I believe that each one of you believe that each bullet here is very important. Okay? Anything I'm missing here as far as why do we go to a conference? Oh, yes, go ahead.
Maybe to practice communication skills.
Sure, that's definitely important. But I think when you go to a conference, the most important skills you have to practice is how to present what you have. Okay? It's not about the language. Myself, I attend conferences where people, I'm not talking about the language, but the way they present their work has nothing to do with their efficiency in presenting their idea in a certain language. It's about how good they are. Okay? Any other thing, why do we go to a conference? Please feel free.
So that's the experts now, they can actually question it. That is a blessing for us.
That's very important. That's why I'm saying here, meeting your peers, get ready for your next paper. It's very, very important. What else? I could be missing something. This is fair enough? Good? Okay. What could go wrong in a conference? What could go wrong in a conference? Who attended the conferences before? Can I see hands? Who presented at a conference? Let's talk about your nightmares at a conference. What could go wrong? Go ahead, sir.
First of all, like not giving proper time, that's a nightmare, so that we should have a
Proper time as far
in preparing our what results.
and preparing yourself.
What results do I need to include? What are on the backup in sport and like arranging things like that.
Well, that could be being taken care of by either practicing or knowing exactly how long you're going to take as far as the time. Okay. And probably somehow reshuffling your ideas, your slides, depend on the time, right? That could be. What else? What could go wrong? I like very interactive people. Go ahead, please.
Maybe not having enough audience during your...
Some people like that as a blessing, but yes, it's a problem. For me, if I don't have an audience, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. Yeah. Good. Yeah. But you can take care of that. I'm going to show you how you're going to take care of that. Okay? I'll go into that. What else? Yes, ma'am.
You being asked questions you don't know the answer to?
Yeah. But let me tell you an advice that I got from somebody who is, I believe, could be the next Nobel Prize in biology. Because I consider myself mad biologist, mad epidemiologist. He told me, nobody knows what you're doing. A question that we don't know the answer of it, I don't think this is an issue. Because for sure, we shouldn't claim that we know everything. I think it's foolish, right? The most important thing in a conference, in a presentation, is to be yourself. That's really important, okay? This is how you practically market yourself, is to be yourself. What else? What can go wrong, please? Nobody from this side, from here.
You cannot choose the proper words to present your idea, so people do not understand you, and you cannot get a proper feedback from them because you cannot even.
Yes, I agree with you. Simple language is very important, and that needs a lot of practice. Simple language, okay?
Or you can go deeper in the method and don't present the idea itself.
That could be, I'll get to that. That could be something else within the conference, okay? Well, I'll get to that, okay? All right. There's a couple of things that can go wrong. Technology failure? Did it happen to you before? Yeah, it did. Okay. But you need to be prepared for that. Meaning, sometimes you get the problem of compatibility between softwares. Let's say you're working in Word and you convert it to PDF. Or for us, for example, we work in LaTeX, okay? And we convert it to PDF. And if you convert it from Mac to Windows, it could be a problem. I use it for PDF preview. Some people use Acrobats. That's a problem. Sometimes you convert your PPT to PDF. Sometimes the microphone does not work. Okay, sometimes the projector does not work. In our case, we have, I'm talking about our field, we have to be prepared to have an alternative way to present. Okay. Poor scientific content. That's a big problem, because sometimes you go to a conference, but you get disappointed by the quality of the participants, the quality of the conference. You have to avoid that, because a conference is a chance for you to improve your skills. Don't waste your time in a poor quality conferences, okay? I'm gonna get to that. Bad conference management. It happens a lot. When sometimes you go to a conference and somebody cancel, or what happened, they shift presentation. Very bad. Because somebody is planning to attend your talk, oops, I just presented. That's really, really bad. Or sometimes they change the program in the last minute, okay? So that could be a problem. So that, again, the reputation of the conference matter, okay? It matters when you go to a conference. Trip issues, preparation issues. The bottom line, if I want to go to a conference, I should be prepared. And I better be prepared, because I cannot afford losing a chance of improving my skills, right? Again, we already talked about everything here. Again, one of the main issues here is when the conference, the speaker did not represent their time. So you get shifted, okay? People cannot attend your talk. And this is one of the most frustrating things that happened for me personally. The trip issue is the shortage of funding, cancellation of trips, so on. So what we're going to talk about is how to avoid all of these things together. Before the conference, what should we do? Are you ready to participate in a conference? And that's very important. Which stage of your research you're in? Okay. I saw a lot of presentations in my careers where practically waste of the audience time, because this person was under pressure by, I don't know who, to present. And it was a disaster. So you have to ask yourself, am I ready? There is no number for how many presentations you have to have before you graduate. But what matters is how many quality presentations did you give? That would matter. It's enough for somebody to see you one time. So that's my co-author. That's my postdoctoral. That's the person I want to hire. Does it make sense? Now, you have to be careful also, is your work is published or not? I saw situations where people presented their work in a conference and the paper was not, or the work was not published yet, and they had problems. Okay? Why? Because the paper was in the process of being published and somebody snubbed the idea. Okay? Well, it doesn't happen much, but sometimes it does. So you have to be careful what you present and how to present. Okay? You have to be very clever to present your results. Personally, this is my case, I don't present something which is not published already. Okay? The case for the grad students is a little bit different. You have to choose if you want to really present something which is already published or something in the progress. At least choose the conferences that they have proceedings, okay, to document your work, okay? It's all about choosing the right conference and the right audience at the end, okay? It's very, very important. Now, this is a decision you have to make with your advisor, okay? Should I present my earlier work, or you can just present. Sometimes I saw conferences where the grad students present their, how can I say, I mean, their first step of the research. And it was good, okay? It was really good. It's a decision that you have to make, okay? Again, it depends from field to field, okay? It depends from physics to engineering to, I don't know, health, science, or food and agriculture, I don't know. So this is a decision you have to make. And it's very, very important, okay? To make this decision. So, before the conference, pick the right conference, okay? You have to decide if you want to go for a poster or a talk. It matters, okay? And secure your funding. Let's talk about pick the right conference. What conference should I go to? This is very important. Location. No, remember, doesn't matter. I generally speaking, personally prefer, and this is talking about myself, I don't like to go to big cities when there's a conferences, okay? When there is so many distractions, okay? If you see a conference in Las Vegas, no, I'm not going. Or a conference in Hawaii, no, it doesn't work. Too much distraction, no. Don't do that, okay? So what conference should I go to? The conference size matters, okay? It matters. What I mean by the size is not the size of the conference, it's the size of the scientific content. And what I mean by the scientific content is the quality of scientists that have good reputation there. That would matter, okay? Those who are going to be so beneficial for you in your career. That would matter, okay? And that needs a lot of work from you. You have to do your homework, okay? The size of the conference is very, very important. Sometimes even the size as big is very important. For example, if I go to the annual American mathematical meeting, yes, good. Or, I don't know, the SMB, Society of Mathematical Biology, it matters, okay? Particularly for grad students, these big conferences are very, very important, talking about size-wise. Because you're gonna see a lot of, parallel sessions that are what we call training for students, okay? It's very important. They give a lot of sessions on how to present, for example, how to do your interviews. And sometimes even some big societies, they have what they call the room for hiring, okay? Hiring sessions. You should go to that. Again, when I talk about the size, it's two-dimension, okay? The size of the conference and the size of the scientific content. That's very, very important. Okay? So, again, it depends on your stage in your career. When I was your time, in your stage, I used to go to conferences that have big size. In my stage, I'm right now associate professor, I'm going for professorship. I prefer to go to small size conferences, okay, where I work really with those who are in my field, okay, and when I go to a conference, I end up having a lot of things done, a lot. Sometimes we don't sleep, we keep working, right? Now I have a team with whom we go all together in one place, okay? They are from 4 continents, okay? And this is the same conference every year. We go to the same conference. It's in one of the cities. It's like 160 participants, really, really high-end researchers. We get some postdocs and some grad students with us as well. But it's really, really very beneficial, right? And the conference practically start with big lectures, big keynote speakers, but give also the chance for grad students to present. The same length of time as any other scholar. This is very important. You don't find much, okay? Again, stick to conference with good reputation. There are a lot of professional associations that organize conferences, and these conferences are very, very important for you. Okay? It depends. For example, who is engineering here? IEEE, probably right. American Engineering Association, right? It depends on which. If you are a chemical engineer, probably the International Chemical Engineering Association or something. Okay. Who's in science? Physics. American Astronomy, American Physics Association, all of that. I mean, all the big associations, the European one as well. If you have a conference organized by these big entities, institutions, okay, very, very important. The most important thing in conference is two things, again. It's many things. It's also the proceedings, okay? Sometimes you find a conference where you practically end up having a publication. It's good, it's very, very important. But be careful. The conferences that give you a chance of publishing with peer-reviewed papers, that's important, okay? Do you understand what I mean, the peer reviews, right? Before the conference, again, talk or a poster. Which one? I'm sure that all of you prefer talks, right?
Yes.
Right?
No.
I will disagree with you. I'm sorry?
Poster.
So nobody can ask you questions, right? Let me tell you a story. In our field in mathematical biology, we deal with diseases. And one of the things I work on is HIV. And we were working on how people can live a quality of life as they're having HIV. And one of the best medication is called HAART. And HAART had turned HIV to chronic disease. It's like diabetes. Now the lifespan of somebody with HIV is 73, 74 in the US. It's like live a normal life. But of course, nobody can get cured for HIV. But there is one case. One case. If you Google right now, you're gonna try to find somebody by the name of Timothy, and we call him the Berlin patient. The Berlin patient is the only person in the world that had cured from HIV. I'll let you discover his case because it's a very fascinating scientific finding. And we could not repeat the same situation. We had the Mississippi and the Long Beach babies. We have 2 cases in Boston. It didn't work the same way. But the case, the scientific fact of this guy, it was a poster. It was not a talk. When the finding happened, these people got a spot in a poster. Okay? And people actually spot this result in a poster in the conference, in the International Virology Association. And it was just a case that this person who could not detect his HIV after we cured him from leukemia. You know what's leukemia, okay? So I said, oh, okay. This is published, it's not published. But it got noticeable because of a poster. So never ever underestimate a poster, okay? Because a lot of scientists, and I know that by fact, a lot of scientists definitely give time to the new coming, and they go and try to encourage them and really have a good discussion with them. You're going to be surprised that if you get a presentation, probably nobody can ask you a question. When you get a poster, a lot of people are going to ask you questions. But it's not about which one I make, it's which one you are more comfortable with at that stage of your research. Okay? Personally, if I have more visual results, I prefer a poster. Does it make sense? Something that you have to explain. Okay, let's say graphs. Okay, a lot of plots. Okay, but it's up to you. Okay, and again, it's depend on your stage. I prefer personally for students in the first year PhD, to go for a postdoc, just to get the taste of the conference, how it works, okay? And gradually, you can go on top. Don't feel embarrassed by saying, oh, I have a postdoc. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a participant. You made it to the conference. That's thumbs up, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, okay? In fact, a lot of scientists, okay, they don't want to waste their time talking to people because probably they're going to repeat the same. They can have little funding, okay, to practically pay for a presentation, and they have little findings as well. So it's okay, I'm going to just put poster, okay? Is that clear? Okay. Again, if there is any question, please feel free to interrupt me. This is very important. When you want to go to a conference, try to secure your funding. Okay? Try to ask your lab, department, college, grad students. College. Okay? I think this is something that you should do really ahead of time. Because you don't want to have the problem of, oh, I already submit my present. What should I do? Should I go out of pocket? No, this is a decision you have to make early stage of your time. By the way, some conferences give fees to waive your, to give you dorms, waive your fees. Contact the organizers, talk to them. Okay, it happened to me. I remember one time I had a conference in Holland and I was in my PhD stage and I talked to them. And guess what? I got a ticket for the train. I got free food and a bed. Okay, I send an email and I pick up the phone and I call. Hey sir, this is what happened. I said, oh okay, how many of you? Only me. Okay, come, it's great, go, no problem. Doesn't hurt to try, okay? There is a lot of professional associations that practically give some funding for the grad students, okay? Look around, all right? I know for a fact, and I'm talking about the US, I believe, my numbers are old by the way, okay? I think 2010. In 2010, the federal fund, over 75% of the federal fund for grad students went back to the government. The money is there, but somebody had to give it. Okay? And even here in the UAE, there is a lot of association, there is a lot of private entities that would love to put in their annual report that we funded a UAE students. That's a fact, so knock doors, okay? So in big conferences, give some reduced rate registration by volunteering. You're going to tell yourself, can I volunteer with you to help you in the conference? Yeah, sure. We're going to waive the fees for you. Do it. Okay? And by the way, volunteering is very important in conferences because you get to make friends. And that's wonderful. Okay? That's a wonderful experience. I tried that before. It was really, really good experience. And I still have the same friends. Okay? Plan ahead your trip. Very important. Okay? What I mean by plan ahead your trip, early registration. Okay? Very important. Okay? So we call it early birds registration. Sometimes you get up to 50% lower than late registration. Okay? I personally, I can tell you right now that I know exactly in 2020 which conference I'm going to go to. Okay? The whole year 2020, I know exactly which conference I'm going to go to. All right? Even in some of my conferences, I already purchased a ticket. And I need to do that because I don't want to leave things for the last minute. Okay? The more you organize yourself, the more you get things done. So you can focus on the scientific content. Okay? And that's what you're going for, right? In the scientific content. Hotel. Very important that you pick a good hotel. Now, it's an optimization problem. It depends. You get good money, why not? Good hotel. If your budget is limited, don't go to a crappy hotel. Because you're going to end up not sleeping, okay? And nothing's going to be done, all right? Remember one time, I had shortage of money when I was in Arizona State, and I decided to go to a conference in California. And anyway, I booked a hotel, in a motel. You know what's a motel? That was a nightmare, because close to me somebody had a guitar, electric guitar, and he was playing the whole night. And I didn't sleep.
Call the police.
You know, talking to the manager, sir, I can't do nothing. He is drunk. Don't want to deal with a drunk person. Okay. So I just, had a really, really bad night. Another time, I picked cheap hotel, and it was really bad. And I have to haggle and struggle and don't know what, and I got my money back, and I have to look for a hotel at night. That's a lot of work. That's stress that you don't want to get to. Okay. So generally speaking, look at the map. We don't want to get a hotel far away from the conference location. Last October, I was an advice speaker in the Italian Association of Science, and they had a conference in 2 sites, 2 days here and 2 days there, okay? And I didn't want to skip anything in the conference, so I have to find a good location where I can go to both, okay? One was close to the National Science Foundation, and the other one was close to the old Italian city, the Jewish city in Rome. Anyway, so I got lucky because I found a hotel that practically was very easy access. I took the metro, okay, to other days, and the other one just walking distance. But I had to also study the map of the metro, okay? And it worked perfectly, like 5 minutes there, 5 minutes here, perfect, okay? But it took me like 4 or 5 hours of work to do things in the right way, okay? Very important that you check in online. Don't check in the airport. You know why?
The line.
Hmm?
The line.
Not only that. Not only that.
And choose your place, seat.
The security is because companies might tell you, okay, sir, can we give you a complimentary 1 night in the hotel because the flight is full? No, I don't want that. Okay? Yeah, it might be free hotel, but you're gonna miss the conference. It happened a lot. So check in online. Secure your seat. It's very, very important that you secure your seat before going to a conference. This is the nonsense that you don't want to run to in a conference. Remember, when you go to a conference, you are going there for scientific content. Keep that in mind. So this preparation, all what we're talking about is to practically avoid all this nonsense problem that can happen to you, okay? Study the map, okay? Very important to study the map. And it's very important now, and I can tell you for a fact, I travel a lot, I travel to so many continents. Studying the map can help you get the right hotel and try to figure out your way, okay? Some cities are very, secure cities. Some cities are not. And I remember one day I lost my watch in France. A lot of stories. I can sit down and tell you so many weird things happen in conferences. Okay, one friend, he lost his passport, all his belongings in a conference. Yeah, completely. One, well, I don't know if you heard about it, but we have in math something called the Field Medal. It's like the Nobel Prize.
Yes.
One guy, he lost his trophy in Rio de Janeiro last year. So we are secure here, wonderful. I remember my colleague Anna, she was with us, and I told her, not me, one of our colleagues asked her, what do you gonna miss the most in UAE? She said, the security. I can walk outside anytime, no problem. You cannot do it anywhere in the world, okay? So study the map, okay? Recently, in 2015, I went to China. I had a conference there. I organized a mini session in a big conference with some colleagues in Philadelphia. And we picked a hotel. It seemed to be a 5-star hotel. We picked a hotel in a very good location. But if you, who traveled to China before? Nobody? You did. The weird things about China is you find good place, and close to you find very, very poor people living there, right?
We call them the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly, in the same place.
Combination of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I was like completely shocked. So I got out of the hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody started following me. Oh my God, I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I don't need anything. Okay, it's really, really, really weird situation. So study the map very well. Okay, particularly if you are going somewhere where the security it's not a given thing. Okay, study the map very well. Particularly for the ladies, you know, it's very important.
It's a very important because once you are a foreigner, they expect you to have some
Money.
Yeah,
Not money.
on you.
Foreigner is money.
They will follow you.
And the weird thing is we were close to the Olympic City, and it's supposed to be a very, very good area. No, it was not. It was not. Okay. So we had, oh, that's really important. Get electrical adapter. Because nobody's going to give you his adapter. Okay? There is a cheap, not cheap one, it's a price a little bit, like 150, where you get everything in once. Get that one. It's, you know, hassle free. Okay? That is very important. It's as important as your passport. So, no, I'm just kidding. How do we want to meet, what do we want to meet in the, or who we want to meet in the conference? This is very important because a lot of us here, we go to a conference and we present and probably we hang out with our friends, those we know, or with our professor or colleague. It's very important to think about the next step in your life and to meet Mr. X. The one that you want to see, okay, that his research mattered for you and your research mattered for him. So plan ahead, okay? Email people in advance, okay? Make sure that this person is coming to the conference. I remember one time I was working on a paper on cancer, and we're just asking questions. Does it matter to treat people or not in certain stage of their cancer? And there is this lady by the name of Dennis Kushner, and she was supposed to give a talk in one of the conferences in Michigan. And I was taken for granted she was coming, okay? And I said, you know what, I'm gonna ask her all these questions. Got there, sorry, she was sick. She did not come, okay? It was so much disappointing for me because you need to meet this person. I have a lot of questions for her. From that time, I learned my lesson. If I want to meet somebody, I email these people. I introduce myself. Hey, I'm very interested in your work. Can we meet? Can you find some spare time to talk to me? All right? Pick the people. Again, you don't have to meet with the whole conference. It's not going to work. All right? You have to be very, very precise. I only need to meet with 2, 3 people. That's good enough. Okay? It's very important. Pick a day to meet for lunch or coffee. All right? That's very important because people would take time to discuss with you in their lunch, their coffee. If they have some meeting with some people, they're not gonna squeeze you in because they need to use their time, right? But when they have their spare time, drink coffee, have a lunch, can I engage with you guys? Squeeze myself, okay, it's fine. And more important, invite them to your talk. Okay? In a very modest way. Don't tell them, I'm a genius, you better come to my talk. No, don't do that. Just tell them, be very, very modest, okay? And tell them, hey, I think I would be very, very grateful if you can come. Probably this is going to be too close to what you're doing, and probably we can, intersect somewhere, okay? In a very, very nice way. Trust me, such steps can be very important in your career. And it happened to me. Okay? It happened. I remember a person by the name of Alan Perelson. I think if you Google him, you're going to find over 65,000 citations. That's a big guy. I'm talking about 60, did you hear me or not? 65,000 citation. That's real scientist. So we had this meeting at, I believe it was in Penn State University or something. I remember, no, Pennsylvania, was it? Or Philadelphia, sorry, it was in Philadelphia. And I emailed him ahead because I wanted to meet him. At that time I was postdoctoral. And I emailed him ahead and I told him, hey, I really want to talk to you. I did something correct to what you did in that paper, and I probably think that it's worth for you to see it so we can probably work together. I think I said it in a better way, but anyway, that was the concept. It was a changing moment in my life. Because in my mind, I prepared so many questions to ask him. But when he was in my talk, I forgot about my questions because his comment made me work for years. You know what I'm talking about? It was very, very to the point to have somebody in your talk who understands what you are doing. Okay? Very important. Now, what audience are you going to deal with? What is my audience? Read the conference schedule of all the talk ahead of time. That's going to give you an idea of who is going to be in the conference. Sometime when you read the conference schedule, you're going to practically even go to the talks that are related to you. You can meet with this person and invite him to your talk. Some conferences, you don't find many people do what you're doing, but you better recruit some people to your talk. Go talk to them, okay? Check the update of the schedule. It happens a lot that people cancel out, okay? Check out the speakers in your session, because this is those who are going to ask you questions, all right? You get to know them, at least, ahead of time. I'm going to give you some hints, all right? If your talk is in a conflict with very important talk that you want to attend, talk to the organizing committee. Don't miss this opportunity. It's very important. That you talk to them. Hey, I want to attend this talk, but my talk is the same thing with this person. Can you move me to his session or something? Or tell them to come to my session. Sorry, I'm keeping my phone on because I have an emergency, so. Okay. During the conference, you prepared everything. You got your ticket on time. You got in the hotel. Everything is fine. Now you are in the conference. What to do? Plan your day. Very important. Which talk are you going to attend? Okay. And stick to your plan. Okay? Who are you going to meet today? Make your schedule. Don't overlap meetings. I'm going to meet with X and Y and Z, all of them at the same time. No, it's not going to work. No, it's not going to work. Get familiar with the conference sites. Don't get lost. It happened to me once. Again in Italy. We had a conference in this museum, and you know how the museums are. You know, little door from here, little door from here, and I end up in the basement. God, how can I get out of there? All right, I got lost, honestly, so get familiar, because I like to see, antiques and so on. I'm just going and got lost. Anyway. Find out if there is any activities for grad students. Sometimes you get workshops that are very, very fruitful. Okay, you can get professional development. You know what mean chapter meetings, chapter for in association. Okay, you can find a lot of those. And being a part of an association or any chapter of any association is very, very important. When you have a good plan, okay, if you stick just 80% to your plan, trust me, you did very well. Okay? But just go into a conference, walk into a conference, I'm just going to attend the lectures, that's waste of time. Remember, you are taking the plane, you are taking out of your time. You can take in funding from your university, from your professor's research. So you can invest in your training as future doctoral. Okay? And you're just going there for no reason. Just to attend a couple of lectures. That's a waste of time. Plan your day. Trust me, if you plan your day, it happened to me a lot. When I'm back from the conference, I'm thinking about all what happened, and I'm just writing. Can do this, I can do this. I never have shortage of what I'm supposed to do. All the time busy. Okay? Which talk should I attend? Keynote of must. Okay? We don't choose somebody to be keynote because he's a person who has nothing to say. No. Okay? Keynotes, the subject of the keynote is something that is related to everybody in the conference. And that's you as well. Okay? Talks in the same area. I don't care if your friend is in the conference and ask you, please, can you come to my talk? No, if my friend is in a conference, there's a talk and there's another conference, another talk, I'll go to the other talk because it's very important for me. All right? We're not here to cheer each other. We're not in a soccer game. No. Right? Talk to the speaker that you cite. That's very important. Those you cite in your paper, those you are using in your bibliography, talk to them, right? Make yourself noticeable, because why this is important? Probably they're going to review your paper, okay? It's very important to see the face and the person side by side, okay? Don't miss your advisor's talk. You know what that means? If you miss your advisor's talk, it's going to be upset with you, so don't mess up. Okay? Again, you're going to attend the talks that are very important for you, but also you can attend the talks that are in your perspectives, things that you want to do, you're applying to do. Okay? So attend those as well. It's very important, as I said, to talk to Mr. X, the one you want to collaborate with, the one who's giving that talk. Talk to him. Okay. If you have, sorry?
Sorry, should we talk to him after his talk or before his talk?
Again, as I said, preferably in his spare time, which is a coffee or lunch. Email them before. Okay? And the moment you're going to see you, oh, it's you. Hi, how are you? You're probably going to suggest a time. Probably you can stand there after the talk and just tell him, hey, very nice talk. By the way, I'm Mr. Such and Such. Oh, yes. Can I talk to you later, whenever you're free? Yeah, sure. Why not? Does it make sense? Okay. Of course, everybody think about what is the next step, okay? And there is a science right now that we call the change management. Have you ever heard of this word? Have you ever heard of the word change management? No. Okay. Change management is a science where practically we study how can we manage the change from stage to stage. Okay? And it become very suitable area of research because a lot of entities, either universities or companies, are in constant change. So they have to make sure what type of change they can do without losing some values. Okay? It's the same thing for you guys. Now you are PhD students. Before you know, you're going to be hunting for a job. Okay? That's a change in your stage, right? You have to manage this stage very well. Okay? How? Talking to people who are, could be your next person who's going to hire you is very important. Okay? But you have to do your homework very well. Some people, they never hire a postdoc. Okay? Because they are short of money. Okay? Some people, they are successfully getting funding. Go talk to them. Okay? Well, not everybody want to stay in the academia. Some people sometimes even want to go to industry, right? Sure. There are a lot of speakers, scientists, who are very well connected with the industry. You have to figure it out. Okay? You can just see their profile, they get funding from, industrial entities, talk to them. Okay? Aha. Never, ever, ever leave a room in the middle of talk. I'll tell you a story. There is a scientist by the name of Enrique Zuazua. Zuazua was in Bordeaux in France in 2010. Okay? And he was given a talk, but for whatever reason, I did very foolish move, and I left the room in the middle of his talk. Okay? I'm talking 2010. Okay? 2015, I was in China. He was a keynote speaker. I emailed him, I want to see you. Oh, hi. Yeah, I remember you. You left my talk in 2010 in Bordeaux. God, it was really bad situation. How can I justify that? Of course, I had to find nonsense thing to justify, but it's pretty bad. I learned my lesson. I pick the talks, and if I choose a talk, stick there. Don't leave, because it's very insulting to leave somebody's talk in the middle. It's not good. Okay? You don't want to come, just don't show up. Okay? Or if you decide to do, at least come back and apologize. Sorry, I left your talk, I had this and that. Okay? Because people, particularly at this stage of their life, they have a lot of egos. Don't hurt their egos. Okay? Okay. Meeting management. This is really important. This is what I call the most important slide in my talk. Make your homework about the person you are going to meet. Don't be ignorant. Oh, hi. By the way, you are working on what? So where we sitting? I'm just wasting my time. Do your homework. Find out what these people are working with and why you are meeting with them. Okay? It's very, very important. Let the other person pick the time. Okay? Particularly when it comes to your stage as a grad students, let them pick the time because they are the important people. I'm not saying you're not important, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So let them pick the time. Don't have meetings back to back because you don't control the time. All right? So I'm going to meet with Mr. X from 9 to 9:30. From 9:30 to 10, come on. be realistic, okay? When you have a meeting with somebody, give yourself the time to talk. Probably the talk's gonna take more than half an hour. There are talk that turn to papers, right? You cannot make a paper in half an hour, okay? So don't schedule a meeting back to back. Have one or two things to discuss about. Don't discuss about your life. Personal stuff, nobody cares, okay? Discuss about two issues, okay? Or one issue in your research. If this person can be helpful for you, to you in one issue, that's a gain. Okay, one issue, right? Because remember, these people, they have so many things to do, and probably they just came from a trip. They are tired, okay, and they have so many projects going on. And when you are a person who asks a lot of questions, generally speaking, say, no, I don't have time. You know, I have so many things in my plate. Just I don't want to deal with that. Okay. Be more of a listener than a speaker. Very important. Okay. Introduce yourself. So I'm working on. What do you think? Let the person talk. Okay. It's very, very important. If you run the discussion, probably he's coming to see you. You're not coming to see him. Okay. So don't do this mistake. Right. Be more of a listener. Do not do any commitments. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't give any commitments. Oh, I'm gonna meet with her. Oh, we're gonna work on this paper. I'm gonna meet with you on another paper. 4 paper. God, how can you do that? No, you can't. Okay? Be focused and be to the points. Okay? If somebody like your idea because you are a good speaker, you talk, you explain yourself, but when it comes to the work, you are not so fast, you are not, you don't produce things in an easy way, in a very fast way. So this person, you're gonna say, you know what? He is wishy-washy. You know what's mean wishy-washy? This person just talk, doesn't do it. So don't do it to yourself. Okay? Try to practically be open to discuss and follow. That's it. Don't say, we're gonna make a paper. Yeah, right. You can't do that. You cannot give such commitment. It's impossible. Okay? Don't show off. Please. Don't show off. When you go to meet somebody at a conference, be very modest. Okay? Tell them, I'm in the stage of learning. You are somebody that are following footsteps. We want to learn from you. Don't make them gods. Oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you. Oh, come on. No. Just tell them, I'm very interested in what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I'm following your steps, and I want to, learn from you. I want to get some very important things from you. Can you help me? And this is what I have. Okay? It's very, very important. Again, meeting with other grad students is very important. Again, I call this the therapy of the PhD disease. Okay, the therapy of PhD disease is to meet people who have the same disease as you. They are PhD students. Talk to them. Okay? The moment they're gonna meet you, they're gonna start talking because they are really suffering like you. Right? So talk to them. Trust me, it's very important. Okay? Attend professional sessions. A lot of professional sessions deal with tons of issues, okay, that students are not aware of. Okay? Very important to attend ethical sessions. Ethic in research is very important. Okay? A lot of students are not aware of a lot of ethical issues, and they might suffer from that. So do that. Try to understand whatever is ethical in research, whatever is right, whatever is wrong, because it can ruin your career. Okay? Is that clear? Am I clear now? Be friendly, Introduce yourself, okay? You don't have to stick to people that you know, okay? You don't have to stick to people that you know, because you have plenty of time to have lunch with them and talk to them, okay? Don't gang up with people, okay? Exchange emails. Do you guys have a business card as graduates or not?
Yeah.
You do? Make one. It's cheap. Make one. It's not illegal. Make one. And have it handy. All right? Exchange business card. Even if they don't have it, give yours. It's okay. All right? Very simple one. Don't spend a lot of money on it. Have lunch with your friends. Talk about your talk. Tell them to tell you about their talks. Okay? It's very important. Just be friendly. It's very important. Trust me. When you meet with graduates like you feel like you are not alone. Okay? And it's very, very important. After your talk, ask a senior scientist their opinion about and their feedback about your talk. Right? Go to them if they are there. Be open to discuss your findings one-to-one. Okay? Again, you have to play this game correctly. We talked about which paper should I present. A work already published or in progress, or what. So you have to choose the person that you trust as a scientist to discuss your finding. Okay? One-to-one. Very important. Take notes. Okay? And give them time to talk to you. If your paper is already published, have it handy. Okay? Don't tell them, I will email it to you. How many attachments do you open every day? Some attachments, just you don't open, you know. But if you have something handy, you're gonna read it, right? So have it handy, print it, okay? And give it to that person. And ask them, what do you think of this paper, even if it's published? Having a published paper does not mean you are a scientist. No, you need more. You need to publish more, right? Tell them, what do you think? What should I do next? Okay, is there other way I can even improve myself? Let them tell you what they think, okay? After the conference, you're exhausted, okay? What's the next step? Probably the most important part is the after, okay? Because what you're gonna do next is what's gonna stay. It's very, very important. So as you can see, we're talking about the before, the during, and the after. This is as important as the other parts, or probably very important. Embrace the organizers via social media. It's very, very important. Give them what they deserve as far as their effort to organize the conference. They will remember you. Okay? They will remember you. Very important. It's very important also that you talk about yourself in that conference. You have a Twitter account, Facebook account, or even Instagram account. Share your thoughts about the conference and social media. That's the new life. This is the era, right? You have to do that. You have to be part of the social media community. This is how you practically even make yourself exist in this world. Okay? Virtually, you need to exist. Okay? Follow up and connect. A lot of people, don't know if all of you have research games. Do you? Google Scholar.
Yeah.
Very important. LinkedIn.
Yes.
I'm not. In my area, I don't like it, but it depends from which area too. Okay. So follow up with the attendees by email. Ensure those you make connection with and maintain that connection. Again, connect this connection can prove that you are a person who's serious and you want to work with them in the future. So do that. Don't wait like 4 weeks after the conference. People are going to forget. Okay? Within 2-3 days after you come back, email these people. Connect with them. If they have Twitter account. Personally, I find Twitter very, very efficient. Okay? I talk to people a lot with Twitter in conferences. I talk about conferences in Twitter. And I find it very, very rewarding. Okay? Even because of Twitter, I got another invitation to a conference in New Zealand. So you can imagine what Twitter can do. Engage with the organizers, send their feedback. Thank them, send them an email. I appreciate your work. Very good organization. This is very important for you. You are a member. You are in early stage. You need a lot of friends. You need a lot of connections. Contact them. Okay. Just imagine when you do a good job and somebody tell you, wow, you did a good job. Do you feel good? They want to hear that too. Okay? Sometimes, if the conference is crappy, yes, you should tell them, guys, you messed up this part. Probably you should do a good job, and you should improve it. If I'm a serious organizer, I will definitely listen to you and say, you know what, I'm going to work on this. Next time, we'll definitely make it happen. Okay? It's very important to communicate. Okay? Collaboration follow-up. There are steps that you have to definitely make sure to do. Take immediate action on the research collaboration. Remember what I told you? You don't commit too much, but when somebody talks to you and tell you, hey, probably you could do this, start doing it. Some people practically are open to a collaboration if somebody starts something, right? Do it. Don't wait a lot, because people lose interest over time. Do not be wishy-washy either. Engage in collaboration or say, no, I'm not available. And you don't know how much people appreciate when you're honest, forward. Don't be, zigzag, straightforward. And when you talk to somebody, if you want a collaboration, have some plan. At least what you want to achieve. Don't tell people, let's start and figure it out later. No, it doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. Okay? Be sure to document your action plan. Okay? And what I mean by this, there's a lot of misunderstanding happen when you collaborate with people by not being clear what is your plan. Okay? All right? So there are incidents where we start collaboration with somebody, and at a certain stage of the work, somebody jumps in as an author, and the other person says, wait a minute, what is that? Who is this person? Yeah, it's my advisor. Okay, well, you didn't tell me. I thought you are a researcher. You are independent. Well, who's this person? Oh, it's my wife. I have to have her in the paper too, so she can get promoted. No, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Not to-do list, very important. Conference is not a family vacation. Do not take your family with you. Trust me. I did it once. I'm not gonna do it again. Okay, my daughter was like 2 years. I think she was 2 years, and we went to San Jose in California. And for whatever reason, my wife's family also want to join us. God! So we practically run 2 apartments, yet it was hectic. Okay, so don't take your family with you. Do not engage yourself in too many collaborations. Okay? Because you're gonna lose a reputation. Okay? Don't do that. Do not talk about politics or religion. Talk science. Probably in this part of the world it's okay to talk about that. In the US or in Europe, no. We don't talk politics, we don't talk religion. Okay? And if anybody engage with you in these two talks, just ignore it. Or just step out, don't talk. Because this is not science. Is that clear? Remember, well, I'll tell you that in a few minutes. Do not eat alone your lunch or your coffee. So you want to take time? No, you don't have time to take in a conference. You have to work. Even when you get a coffee, find somebody, okay? Somebody that you already plan to talk to, okay? And have a lunch with this person or coffee with this person. Don't be too funny, okay? I'll tell you the story of, not to be too funny. I was invited for, well, I spent like 4 years in a postdoctoral in Arizona State before I got the position in Arizona State University in the Polytechnic campus. So at that time when I was looking for a job, I got interviews in so many universities in the US. One of them was Western Virginia University. So they were planning to hire 4 faculty at the same time. Math, physics, biology, math, physics, biology, and chemistry, all right? So I was in one of the batches, okay? And it was a physics guy with us who seems to be a very nice guy. But at the end, after all this interviews and so on, we went for dinner, and that's tradition. When you get the candidates, at the end you take the first tradition. So this guy, he got a little bit relaxed, and he was starting making jokes, a lot of jokes, a lot of jokes. And I was hearing the dean talking to the chair of the department, and he asked him, "What do you think of your candidate?" He said, "He was my candidate. He's not anymore because of that." Okay? So when you are in a conference, try to give good impression about yourself. It's okay to be funny, okay? But too funny, it's not. Because after all, you're gonna be an elite in the society. You're gonna be a scientist. Somebody can trust. Somebody can say, well, this is a reliable person, so don't be too funny. Don't trash other people's work or research. Unfortunately, a lot of inexperienced researchers, when they start talking, either in their talk or in one-to-one discussion, say, these people did a very bad job. Don't trash anyone, okay? Because if I want to hire a postdoc myself, I'm not looking only for a scientist, somebody who can do the work. I need somebody whom I can live with for a couple of years, right? So I need a personality, okay? So don't trash people, don't trash people's work. Be modest about what they are doing. Well, you're gonna say in a very nice way, I have a problem with the way they did it. Or, I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way. Something like that, but don't trash. Okay? Do not send 1,000 emails to the person. If the person does not reply to you after 2 emails, just forget about it. Okay? Because you're going to become an annoying person, right? Don't send a lot of emails. Just for those that you like to work with, and if they respond, fine. If they don't respond, it's also fine. Okay? Okay, I like this quotation. The best conference experience don't happen by accident. You make them great with the planning and effort. And I like that. That's how it happened. Okay? Thank you for listening. If you have any question, I'm open. Questions? Yes, sir.
I just have a question about Scopus. Like, I'm not familiar with Scopus from the States.
Yes.
So can you please explain to me, because I think this university is keen about Scopus and this and stuff.
Well, it's about standardizing, okay? There's a lot of what we call blacklist journals. You know what I mean, blacklist journals? Those who practically publish because of money, there's no peer review, you know, and there are so many, become a business. So Scopus is a form of validation of the scientific content, okay, by very well designed methodology that give credit for those who give science, those who do science, okay? Personally, I would never ever publish in a non-Scopus journal. I will never, ever, publish in a non-Scopus journal, period. Because what do I have as a scientist? It's my reputation, right? If I ruin it, what's that? Okay? A lot of, and by the way, I also pay close attention to the COPS, the Committee of Professional Ethics. And Scopus is embedding this ethics in them, okay? A lot of journals don't respect ethics in research. And we see cases, and I get a lot of cases to look at, cases from the US, from the UK, from Japan. But there's a lot of fight over ethical problems. And we have to decide what to do about it. Just recently, I was reading a paper about modern pandemics, and I was going through, all of a sudden somebody started talking about something completely, human rights for women. What was copy-paste? The editor did not even check that. Okay? As a scientist, I have to take my duty. I have to write an email to the editor and CC to those who are responsible about this research that these people are doing nonsense.
Is it the same with conferences as COPs?
Well, this is what I'm saying. When you go to international professional societies, annual meetings, conference by very well-known entities, institutions, they are generally speaking considered Scopus. If you have an SSN number, that could help too. You know what the SSN number? No, just there is a coding number for each conference that needs to be known by, okay? But I think there is a plenty of websites that can help you get to these conferences. In each field, they are very well known, okay? Right. But this is my intake. If the conference has a good reputation, it's obvious. You don't see a lot of emeritus professors there. You know what an emeritus professor? Those who are in 90 and up and they are still doing research, come on. They're giving keynote speakers, no, it's not gonna happen. And which field are you in? Chemistry is plenty of
I
conferences.
know, but when I applied for the top one, the university asked me, is this Scopus?
Yeah, it is Scopus, yes.
Yeah, but you don't force the organizer to publish your work. Basically, it's an optional thing.
Is it professional society?
It's a chemical engineering society. American, AICHI.
I'm not sure. There are a lot of people who get like, there is this society called Cambridge Society for Science. When you hear the word Cambridge, oops, Cambridge, but you find it's just all fake.
No, I'm talking about the oldest at the top. But the university asked me about Scopus.
Well, there are Scopus. I mean, tell them, send me the list of Scopus journals.
I'm trying to
conferences.
find that list, but...
That means it's the role of your department leadership to include the conferences that there are Scopus in your field.
Okay.
I think I answered your question, right? Any other question? Is that good? No. Thank you very much. Thank you.